So hello everyone, how are you today? I am doing great compared to what I was a week ago when I was so sick this last week. It was not COVID, and I'm doing better now. So you may get an occasional cough. I said that because I felt it coming on. But I've got something to drink and I think I'll be good. So today, Christmas cards. Vintage style Christmas cards. And there may be some vintage things actually on here, but I'm going to use digitals from Tailor Made Crafts. She has some really cool Christmas wrapping paper over there. I'll link her below. Also, I love her images that she puts out at Christmas. You know, they're just all kinds of little, different kinds of little images. Excuse me. Been doing great. Hadn't coughed once this morning, and now I'm coughing. Isn't that just how it goes? I'm also going to be using some old printed style cards, bases that I have had in my stash I want to get rid of. I want to use, not really get rid of, but you know, I'm going to use some just basic Hobby Lobby Michaels card bases. I'm not going to spend a lot of time making card bases, but the ones that I'm going to use that I think will really be fun are the ones from the wallpaper. Now, those are different. Now, I'll tell you, I want vintage 1800s music sheet behind a lot of things because I like that look it gives it, and that will give it a true vintage look because this is vintage, right? I'm going to set it aside for now. I'm going to use my tear tool. I started out thinking that I was going to do collaging and then, you know, but that all changed. So first of all, I want to show you some of the wrapping papers. This is just so fun. It is very busy, so you have to be selective as to what you want to put on there. Of course, then you have Santa Claus, but then you have to make sure Santa is facing the right direction and that Santa is, I'm looking to see because I think I have one that has Santa on it, but I'll have to wait till I get to it, I guess. Oh, here he is. He may be in the next batch because I'm going to do a little series with card making for Christmas out of the digitals you have and things you have left over. Old music sheet, old cards, gems, buttons, lace, any kind of trim, maybe a little poinsettia or ribbon. So that's just a few. Maybe you'll want to use your stapler for some things. Maybe you'll want to use some of your shiny card bases, and doilies. That's the other thing I'm going to use. So this one is busy, might be a little harder to use. I love, love, love these village scenes that she has. Look at this. So you're thinking, or I'm thinking, how am I going to fold this, right? Well, I would personally do it like this, and I'll show you. And then measure and cut down the middle, okay? And I will be using this that way. Not in today's video, but I'm showing you ideas here. Now here you have this one, and you could do it like this, but then what do you have here? Okay, it would work with this one down here like that. So you got to think about that too. So I decided that this one needs to go the opposite way that the other one went, right? And then cut it in half. Or you just have to think about how you want to do it. You can cut it in half, or you can make one card and use your favorite part. Okay? So this one we folded this way. This one we folded this way. This gives you a great area right here if you want to put, you know, an image or something on there, or a sentiment. This one, you know, is really just a house scene. And so you just kind of have to think about what you like. Okay, now that's 2 ideas. Now I haven't even thought about this one, but I found this one in the group too. It's a cityscape looking one. And, you know, I think you wouldn't go wrong either way with this. You could go like this and have them open from the left or the right. Or you can go like this and have them open from the top. I think I'm going to do mine this way. I like both ways. And then you're going to cut it in half. Got a snowman, so this one would be really cute with a snowman. And we will use those at some point, okay, in our little thing. Here you have some trains. Now, what I did is I printed just a few of hers on cardstock. And I usually print it on paper because I like to collage with it. But I decided, you know, I wish this train was going that way, so we could have Santa on this side, because see, now this is your front and it does say Christmas, which is fun. So we could do that. I think I'm going to go with that. Do it sideways. And you'll want to measure. None of my cards are going to be like a standard A2, A4 or any of that. And then this will get cut in half in another video. And then you get the great ones like this, that however you cut it is going to work. Like this. Look at this one. Is that not cool? And this one, I told you was busy, but it will work either way too. This one, I could not figure out. Okay, so I looked at this little guy and I thought, how cute is he? I think I would only get 1 card out of him. I would probably cut him shorter here, okay, and then fold him and maybe try to make him a longer, bigger card. So I'm going to think on that one and not do anything with it today. Now, I am going to set these aside and we'll do those in another video. Today, I want to work on little vintage people. Okay, now these, I probably will do a combination. These are some that I already had printed Christmas backgrounds. Now that is a black stripe, and you think, oh, that's not Christmas, but it did come in a Christmas package. Okay, and we've got some vintage Santas and so forth. I'm sorry, our doorbell is ringing and the dog is barking. No silence to be had in our house today. Okay, and then we've got another one here that has this Merry Christmas in the background, and that's pre-printed. I tore my Christmas music. I'm telling you these things instead of showing you because of time. Here we have this little Christmas Victorian style little girl, and I just think she is adorable. I thought we'd make a couple of those, or make one and I'll finish the other one. I may be putting some of my cards in my Etsy shop. Here is another vintage Santa. I thought the vintage Santas looked really good on these stripes. And so I'm going to make 3 of these. And, you know, again, like I said, I may make some others. And then we have, I love this little image. Absolutely think it's adorable. And so I'll be making a few of those with this stripe background. And it is a super cute image. Here is another one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of Lorna's backgrounds. And this is one of her backgrounds, wallpaper backgrounds. And so is this. And if I have time, I will get to those, okay? And I just love this little guy. This was in the title, this holiday. And I just thought, well, we'll figure out how to put that on there. And then I had one other one that had a little holiday on it as well. So, there we go. We're set to go. I think I'm going to put that one over there. I don't want to do that today. Trying to kind of limit myself so I don't get overwhelmed. But I have got a lot of things ready. Will I make all these cards? If I have time. And if I don't, they're going to be ready for when I want to do them. Okay, and here is another one that's done. I'm going to use this vintage music on all of them somewhere. I'm trying to. And this little girl in this little outfit, isn't she precious? And then we have one that has red on. Here we have one walking. I think these are really cute too. Okay, I love the little vintage girls. They're just so sweet. So, yeah, you need to ink if you have your card bases tea stained, and I don't. I've ran out, and I just need to get busy and get that done. But you know how that is, right? You just don't know from one day to the next what you're going to have. But we're going to do one of each of these if time allows. So we need to get busy. We have a lot to do. Now, you can use glue on the back, or you can use tape runner. I'm going to use glue. Now, let's start with this one. How cute is she? And how pretty is that? All I'm going to do, ooh, that's a lot of ink. All I'm going to do is put a little bit of ink. I had to kind of this was a new sponge, and so I wanted to get some ink on it so it wouldn't be, I'm only inking the front of the card. Now, you may say, ooh, but that's a lot of inking if you don't. Now, I'm not inking the vintage music sheets because those are very fragile, and I think just gluing them down is going to work just perfect. Now, we've got this little girl here all inked up. I would ink these little images. I did fussy cut all the little images. I know, I'm crazy. What can I say? Now, I just pulled out, and I know these are glittery, right? And you're probably thinking, why would you use something that bright on this? Well, as a contrast, and I'll either do that, or I may use some of my, ribbons or lace trims. Like I said, there's not a super big plan going on here. I'm going to pull some of these out so I can have them on hand. I should have already done that. I'm sorry. Here's this. And maybe some of this. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, those will work. And that'll work. Okay, now, and if we need more of those, they're right here in front of me. So, I'm trying to stay in camera. Plus, we also have, gems and jewels and, the kind of things that makes Christmas exciting and fun. So, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. On some, you may see me picking up something else on, some of them. I am working real hard not to go crazy with glue because this would take a lot if I did, right? And we don't need it because people have their Christmas card, and then they look at it. Some people keep it forever. I appreciate those that keep it. I keep my favorite ones from people that are important to me as well, which is everyone, really. I have a bad habit of collecting Christmas cards. But now on some of it, you can elevate some things if you want to or not. Now, on this one, I would, probably go with a white lace or I know, it's bright. Let's see what this is going to look like, okay? And I like cutting ribbon, you know, a certain length. And then I also like, you can do one, you can do two, you know, depends on what you're wanting to do. But like, I don't just stick it out in the front all by itself. I kind of like to put it under the actual image, maybe like this, or maybe just one. I have to just play with it, because she's kind of, her situation is a little different than some of them. Do I want her straight behind, or how do I want her? I would probably use two, probably like this, mostly because it gives it a little bit more color. Now, what are we going to do over here? Well, I did not get my stamps and stuff out, but all of these will have some kind of sentiment. It may not be on the front, it may be on the back, and I may be putting, just depending on what it is, different little elements on the front, you know, because like, there's a lot you can do with this, and it can get crazy, right? So if you decide you don't like the red, there's a lot of other things you can do. You can add lace or trim of some sort. You can add another color. I don't think I like those two. I'm getting things out of my little bucket. Now, yeah, these are really antiqued, and this is really white, right? I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just trying different things, and I know, the only thing I know for sure is that I want my base on there. But, you know, I also love lace on anything. And I may want it down here at the bottom. You know, I'm just going to try different things. Now, see, I do like that better. And I think putting a sentiment right there would probably be nice. Now, you could, if you wanted to run a red right through these little scallops, you could run a red ribbon. Or, you know, whatever. Okay, here we go. I hope this will be fun for you and useful for you. I'm not running them to the edge. I'm not making the ribbon perfect. I don't want it to look perfect. So I'm just bringing it down a little bit and putting the little girl here. And over here will be a sentiment. Now, you can put red gems. You can put white gems. You know, you can do however you want. This one is some I just had laying here. They're really big, and I know I don't want to use them, but I was giving you an example. Now, we do have some smaller ones. And I will tell you, I won't want to get carried away with the gems. I'm going to cut them about 6 long. And then they'll all be cut in half as I go along, okay? And I'm going to try not to do them all identical. Some may end up being identical. But first, let's get this lace on here. And I'm just going to run a strip of glue right here. Okay, and maybe right here to kind of hang on to our lace. Nothing over the top. Okay, now, you know you have to lay these to dry where they don't all stick to each other. And now I'm going to add some behind her. If I wanted to get real crazy, of course we all know I am, I could do, I could pop my little image up. Now, I think she's so cute. I'm going to do some of these. I'm going to make a set for myself, but I'm also going to do some of these for my Etsy. And they're not going to be crazy. They're just going to be simple, but hopefully elegant. Now, I could do this up here. I could do it right here. Or I can do it, let's see, let's lay this around and decide. The one that doesn't have sticky open on the back. Let's see what this looks like. Do we like it here? No, I really don't want to cover up that part of it. And I feel like, yeah, that's how I want it, right there. So I'm going to run this right across here, and you've got this background that has, you know, the lines in it. I don't know any of the musical stuff. I don't know what it's called anymore. Notes. I'm assuming it's notes. Now, I'm going to use red, and I may emboss. I don't know. We'll probably have a video where we do some of the sentiments. But this is very simple. You can use pearls. You can use buttons, whatever. But this one is very simple. Now, I really like her like this, and I want to go in here and I want to add this little image. You can add sentiments on paper to the inside or to the outside. Let me show you. This one would actually work with her on the outside should I decide I want to. But I just think it's too busy. So I'm going to bring it inside. I'm going to put it in here. It says Christmas greetings. And so over where I put my sentiment, I definitely would want to stamp something different. Or I'll just use this as my sentiment. Okay? And that'll make it a lot of fun too. Now I'm going to do several of these videos. They'll probably be not back to back because I'm going to be working on, I should start pretty soon, any day now. So there we go. But I'm still going to put something stamped on the front. So card number 1. Now we're going to move to card number 2, which is this sweet little girl. I just think she's so adorable. Isn't she adorable? She's just sitting there so sweet. And I'm just going to do the front of the card. And I'm not wanting it super dark, so I just want to dirty up the edges so it does look somewhat old. Since I have not, gosh, I can't tell you when I've tea stained. I've been buying it because I've been too busy to even take the time to do it. And honestly, it really hurts my back when I do it. And so I've been having to buy it. I don't like doing that, but there's a lot of talented people out there. That make beautiful papers. And here's our little girl. Now you can put her right in the middle also if you want. And we could even, like with that same lace, we could even put it down the side. But with her, if we put her in the middle, maybe we could put a little strip of something here. Oh, my lights just went off. What is my husband doing? I love it. I don't know what happened. Okay. Let's see. So this could be on this side of her. I don't know if I want it. It's hard to decide on these because, you know, I love the brightness. It just pops off of here. But at the same time, is that what I want? I really like them to the side. And the reason is, I think, because they're just kind of, they just look like they were made to be like that. Now, you can also run your ribbon to the side like this. And probably you'd want a smaller image, but I like her on there. You put the longer at the top or the bottom, either one. Yeah, I like that. Now, I want to put bling on all of them somewhere. And I know that this really adds bling. I don't want it there. I think I want to run it across the top here. Or do I want to use a different color? I'm thinking that's too much red. So let's just see. Let's just see what this would look like there. Okay, we're going to do that. Now, I do have, not on this particular set, but I am going to use doilies on quite a few of them too. I just think they're really pretty. Oh my goodness, my fingernails, I had one break off, or had two break off really short. And you know how that works. You know, you just have to cut them all back so they all don't look odd to each other. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to put this ribbon right here. Let's see. Now, when I do the ribbon, I kind of want it to go all the way to the edge of the card. Okay, so like this. I wish if I had, when I cut this ribbon, I should have cut it a little longer, but you know, I didn't. So I'm going to use what I got here. That's how it works, right? You just use what you've got. You make it work. This is kind of these are some that I had left over. I have copied this grouping of vintage people and items several times because I love them. And so I'm going to ink my little girl. You don't want those white edges showing because then she for sure looks like something you cut out. I mean, let's get real. Everybody knows you cut it out, or fussy cut it. But you still want to make it look good. Okay, put her right there. You can also, I'm just going to show you for an example. You can also put like a poinsettia or, you know, whatever. I don't know that I really like this trim here. So we're just going to lift it up. Let's see what it looks like here. You know, and sometimes you may not want it at all. So that's what I'm going to go with. There's no trim on that one. Now, Tracy Fox has some really cute little labels that have sentiments on them too. And you can do that. You can do it. You can do your sentiments like that. And I think with them being vintage looking, it almost looks better. But I'll do both. We've kind of got that little bare spot right there, so I thought that might be nice. Now, do I want to pop it up, leave it down? Not quite sure. I think I'm going to leave it down. I don't want to make everything look flat. So I'm thinking as we go along here, you'll see things change. I'll slowly but surely come up with something different. And I'm thinking now that I do want to use 3 of these little gems, maybe right here on this sentiment. Right here on the edge. That's better. Now on the inside, you can wait and stamp something, or you can put something in there as you go along. Christmas Day is December. That's always fun to use, is to use the date, you know, and then stamp something. You could put it right there, open it up. I like that. And I probably will still stamp something on there so that it, you know, it works great. So I bought myself a present yesterday. It's not even my birthday yet. My birthday is this month on the 15th of December. And I told my husband, I said, does this have to be my birthday? He said no. And I said, that's wonderful to know. So I got a new cabinet. It's a Hoosier style. And for my kitchen, to go with my new beautiful farmhouse table my son-in-law made me. So there is card 2. Now, you have to remember, all of these can end up with any design you want. Okay, so here is a vintage style, more Victorian. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this one as we talk about it. These are a little more involved to fussy cut. Some people don't do as detailed as I do. I do get a little carried away. I sit and watch television and do it, and I just, you know, it goes really fast. I think one of the things you have to remember is it doesn't have to be perfect, and that helps. I'm just using this background with a little card base, just a white, creamy white card base. Okay, now let's glue our vintage music sheet down. Okay. Now, I tore these music sheets up and down so that it was going the direction I wanted it to. Now, this little girl is pretty big. As you can see, she covers a good part of this card. Now, I have this pale pink. Now, you can do a couple different things. You can put it over the top, or you can put it under. But because it's so pale, you really can't see it underneath, right? Or you can do kind of like and you could actually tie it if you wanted to. But you could put it just to that side where it's a little more noticeable. And then you could put a couple of gems here. I think it's too light for what I want to do. I'm thinking, because that's what I thought I wanted to do, but I really don't like it because it's too light. I I've got a darker pink ribbon, but it's still pretty pale, isn't it? You could also still use, you know, something on the berry side there, the berry side. So I'm thinking, how about we use some of this lace? Ooh, and I love it across the front. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get her put down on paper. She's been inked. Now, I have two girls that are done inside this wreath kind of oval shape. And she's one of them. Now, I'm just going to put it down like that. And I'm going to clean up the edges of my ribbon, or lace, I guess, crocheted lace. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm not crazy about the way her hand looks. You know, some of these old images are so kind of weird. They're, you know, just like old, weird looking. Some of them look really weird. I'm not lying to you here. Not going to kid you about it. Okay, so there you go. We got this here. Now, I'm just feeling like this one's calling for pink. Okay, so I'm going to put my lace straight across here. And you want to make sure you put some down this side here to hold it in place, because you don't want it flipping up on you. Okay. I'm going to make sure you cut your lace long enough and straight. This one's not as straight as I have seen myself do. Okay. And then I'm going to trim it here because I got a little bit of overhang. Okay, that is much better. Don't you agree? Now, we could use a couple white, or let me look here. Or we could do a couple pink. But the pink that I have right here, I don't like for this. So I'm going to grab my bling box, because I have some pale pink bling, which I like. And I also should have some pearls in my little box. So let me dig just a second. Let me dig just a little bit. Now see, like, that's better than what the other was. It's not really, still not really what I want. I do have these little hearts, which you could stick a little heart right there, right? Or let me see if I can find my little pearl. That's what I'm looking for. I know I've got some pearl here that's pretty big. I don't want that. See if I can find some smaller little pearls. There's some smaller ones. There's some. Let's do those. Okay. You would not believe what my room looks like. It is like a disaster has hit it. I have to watch the dog because she comes steal my stuff. You heard me. She will. She's such a little pest sometimes. All right, so we're going to use pearls on her because she just looks like she needs a pearl or two. Now, you can do them. Now, you got to remember, if you're going to mail these, you don't want them to be too bulky. And that one was pretty big, so I'm going to go with something smaller for mailing purposes. Let me see exactly where I want to put them on here. Okay, come on. Now, inside this one, you can also stamp, you know, whatever you would like in there. Yeah, see, I like this size right here. And I'm going to put an odd number. I like putting odd numbers, so I'm going to put 3. You can put it straight down the side or across. I haven't even glued these, and they're already fighting me. Like, might as well glue them as I go, right? So I don't have to fight them twice. I usually, let me find something to control these things with. Put them right there. Kind of keep them in a straight line if you can. Okay, come up. Come away from there. See, they want to flip over. As soon as you get down to the glue, it's like, boom, flip over. Can't ever get them to be just where you want them, can you? Now, see, that looks good with 2, but it's saying, I'm saying I think it needs to have 3. So we're going to do one more right here. Okay. Anyway, I got this new cabinet because I have more cabinets in this house, in the kitchen. And what appears to be more I'll get it out in a minute here, more storage. But I feel like I don't have room to put several other things that I need to put in my cabinets and so forth. So like seasonal things, for instance. You know, you put your plates down, then you put your dishes on top of your serving plates. And before you know it, you don't have room for anything else. So, ooh, I love it. I love how this turned out. Now, this is a really cute little Christmas wreath that says, "This Christmas Tide." Now, this is more of a decoration than I would use. I wouldn't use it probably as a sentiment, but I want to put it inside. So we're going to flip it open, and it's going to be right here. I just like giving the person more to look at. And I'm not worrying about all these little tiny edges like that. I was just using that as an example because we'd be here all day. And we don't have time. We've got Christmas shopping, Christmas wrapping, decorating, all the things that are fun this time of year. Now, let's make sure that's straight, and it is. I love how that turned out. Now, we have one more girl like that, and she has dark hair, but I think I'm going to kind of match them up and do something similar so they look more like a little set. She looks awesome. Okay, so it's this one's turn, and I'm going to do the very same thing. I'm going to ink the top here around the card a little bit. If the ink gets on some of the other layers, no big deal. I'm not going to stress over it. And then I'm going to ink around my image. Trying to get a little faster. I did not have time preparing all these. And I did have to cut a few of them out. But mostly preparing all of these, you know, it takes a little while. And and then I have another one of these little tidings. I found 2 of them. So some of them will have them. Some of them won't. That's all right. All right, here we go. Now we need also this same lace. But let's get this glued down first. So are you guys getting all your shopping done? I have decided with my grandkids, and honestly, I haven't done a thing yet, but I want to do something different this year. I hope that they like it. They're so used to being spoiled rotten. I don't know if any of your grandkids are spoiled rotten, but mine are. Grammy and Papa always try to make it a wonderful Christmas. But, you know, they're getting... We have 4 teenage grandkids now. 2 grandsons that are 17 and 15. And then 2 granddaughters that are 13. Oh, my word. And they're just, you know, at that age where, you know, one of the girls is more about how she dresses. One of them is not at all about how she dresses. She's real whimsical and, you know, likes to wear skirts, long skirts or dresses. And she's just, you know, she's just, they're different. They're just completely different. And I love that because it puts such variety in the family, you know. But they love each other. And I love that they have each other. Okay, here is this on the inside. You know, once you do one, you can do the other pretty quick, right? So, put that one right there. Let's pull this over. And let's cut this to fit. And then we're going to need also to glue it. And we're going to glue about the same place. I'm not measuring anything. I kid you not, I haven't measured a thing for this. And don't plan on it. Now, just making sure I get everything as straight as I can on here. Let's see. There we go. Cute, cute. Cute, cute, cute. Let me put this here and this one here. Trim off the backs. Oh my goodness, that's adorable. Okay, where's my pearls? Gotta get some pearls on here. All right, and we're gonna do 3. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plop 3 plops of glue right there to kind of make it a little bit faster so we can get more done. I know it's fun to, I would love for you to be able to just see me do every single one of these, but I know that realistically, you don't have time to do that. But I am going to do a few off camera, but mostly I'm going to show you one and do the others off camera is kind of what my plan is. I have 2 journals still in my Christmas journals, still in my shop, and I really can't make more until I sell those. So I hope if you don't have your Christmas journal that you'll go take a look at them. One is, oh my gosh, the deer one, both of them are stunning. One of them's Traveler's Notebook, and it's done in the pinks and pastels, and it is very, very pretty. And the other one is the deer book, and it has deer fabric. I covered the book completely, and it's beautiful. I mean, if I don't sell it, I guess I'll end up gifting it or using it. You know, I kind of feel like either way I'm going to win. So, there is this one. So now we have the set of 2, right? Now, I can also custom order my cards and stuff. So if anybody is looking to have someone make their cards, I'm happy to do that. I'm working on so much right now. I would still take the time to help you out. Okay, now let me see where my other girls are here. Now I'm going to do some Santas. Now, I'm also going to put some of these, I think, in my shop. Let's see. I'm trying to move things around so I don't have all of this on me. So So next here, we're going to do these vintage style Santas. And I just love the way they look. They're just beautiful Santas. And I decided to do these as my cards because it keeps it, you know, there's something that can go in your journal and you can use in your journal, give to friends or loved ones, but, which is what I plan on doing with some of mine. I give a variety of all the cards I make. I make all kinds of different cards. And so I glue the vintage 1800s music sheet on here. All right. I was going to show you guys. I couldn't believe it was this music. It was copyrighted in 1800 and something. And that's why I love it so much. And I don't have that much of it. And I just decided it's going to work on my Christmas cards. And I've already torn it for a lot of them. Okay, and now we have Santa. Now, how do we want to do Santa? I really like the way that other one turned out. Ooh, that's pretty underneath, huh? I like that. So what we're going to do is I don't want it to connect all the way over. So I'm going to run it from the left to the right. Just at the bottom. Oh, didn't get it quite short enough. And I want it to just kind of have a, yeah, just like that. And you can staple it right here. You can glue it. I'm just going to glue mine. I like that look of the ribbon just running across. Okay, and you can just put the glue where you want to put the ribbon. And, yeah. Now on these, as far as gems go, being on them, on this particular ribbon, because this is already shiny, right? So I would say you want to do something that's not red. I'm thinking that it would be prettier with some, those are too big, first of all. I don't know how those ended up there, but they did. Yeah, these smaller ones would look better on there. Okay, let's get Santa down first. The reason I'm not popping the Santas up, I rethought it, is because of postage. And, you know, you don't want to have a big hole torn in your, the gems are going to be enough to do that. So, isn't he just jolly and happy looking? I love him. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to do 4. I say I don't do even numbers, but I just am about to. So, go ahead and add a little bit of glue to the back of this, even though it's sticky, because of the glitter on the ribbon. Yeah. There he goes. I love that Santa. Now, you're going to love the next one. If you love this Santa, you're going to love the next one too. Okay, where did you go, Santa? Oh, there you are. Yeah, he's beauty. He's a beauty. He is vintage blue. And he is pretty. Now, all of these, like I said, will have sentiments inside. That's what I plan on doing with all of them. Get my paper glued down. trying to think, how else do we want to do these? I've done, let me get that spread out a little bit so we don't have it gushing. I don't know. I just feel, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like glitzy stuff just says Christmas, you know? Shininess definitely says Christmas. Now, I have, for this one, we did red for Santa, but I also have blue. I do not have baby blue, but I like, I don't know, let me look. Ooh, that's not the blue I want, but I do have white, and the white is very pretty. And so, let me get that. I think the white will be pretty across there. Yes, that's what we're going to use. And run that across the bottom. Put our little white glittery ribbon. Whoops. You could use washi. I mean, I have white glittery washi too, but you could use anything you want on these cards. Now I'm going to ink up. I've got these stuck to my finger, so I'm going to stick them right there. I just don't want them sticking to everything else. He's so pretty. Now these would be pretty too with lace, and I may make a set with lace. Okay. I feel like the white just doesn't pop as much as I want. I almost feel like I would rather have it be darker blue than not to pop at all. But we're going to finish this little guy, and we're going to do him in with the white. Once the white dries and the glue dries behind it, you won't be able to. It looks kind of, you can just see through it, kind of, is how it makes me think it looks. And so I think once it dries, you won't have that problem. Now you can use stickles, like on the berries. And I have nowhere to lay them to dry right now, but that would be very fun, and I may very well do that. Now we could put red, because he does have the red berries, right here, or we can do blue. Let's lay that there. If I can get it to stay on the card and not stick to me. No. Let me get some blue. Let me get the blue. Gotta get the straight pen out of there. These little things are tough if you don't have straight pens. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 on this one as well, just like we did on the other one. We're going to go outside of the box and do something. I don't like the way that cut. Let's try that again. There, that's better. It kind of cut off one of the edges of the gem, the way it ended up looking. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of glue. And we're going to put our little blue gems. Yeah, I like the blue better. It makes it pop a little bit more, I think. It doesn't want to stick, so we're going to have to make sure. See, it's just kind of moving on me. But it will be fine once it's stuck down. And I am going to use some stickles on these. I'm just not going to do it right now. I'll maybe do it at the beginning of another show. another video. All right, so there's those two. And we will, I will have several of the vintage Santa. And I'm going to put a set in my Etsy. Okay, so let's go back and do some more of the little girls. This one is a different little girl, but I like, she's going to be the other direction. Some of them will be running one way and some will run the other way. But the Santas ran up and down long ways, and the girls are running sideways. And I think if I'm just probably going to only do one set, but if I do make a set of the little vintage girls, there'll probably be one of 4 or something like that, or 1 of 5 or 6. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Haven't decided yet. I have spent hours getting this stuff prepared. I was really excited about doing them. I just think they're so pretty, and I love the, the thought of how, it's fun to put the time in for Christmas, right? Don't you think? For your friends and family. Now, we just did lace and whatnot under these, and I love the way that looks. I'm just trying to think what else we could do. We could run some of this linen underneath. Let's try that on this one. Get this from Emily, who also makes the great coffee stained paper. Okay, now I'm going to glue this a little bit heavier right here because it is a heavier fabric. Okay, but I got to make sure I get the edges. Okay. All right. Put it right here. Line it straight as I can. There we go. And she's going to set right here. And is that pink or red? That's red. I don't know that I like the red. I don't know. Now on this one, you could put your sentiment right there. Sorry, guys. Let me get a drink. Okay. For instance, if you had a sentiment, you could stick it right there. Let me see what I can find in Tracy's over here. I like that one. And I like this one. I like the green. Let's go with the green. And it says, let me tell you what it says here. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Do we want it right in the middle? I think so. I like that. So let's put the glue on it. I think my favorite ones and my favorite way of doing these are adding the more crocheted like lace. And I'm glad I had 2 sets of the little vintage girls because, oh my goodness, we're past our time, guys. We're over. All right, we're going to finish this one. We're like 10 minutes over. We're in trouble. No, we're not. I'm going to stop this video And we're going to pick up where we left off. And I don't know how many videos it will take, but we're going to do as many as it takes to get our card series done. It's not a slow process. And I am going to use the red gems on the green. I think that will look nice. So we're going to do that right here on the end. And just put 3 right there in the middle. So there we go. Isn't she cute? And then we'll put something up here. We'll decide. I hope you guys have had fun today making Christmas cards out of vintage style images. And throwing in a couple vintage Santas. And so, if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe if you haven't. If you think you like the content, it will be different all the time. You just don't know about me. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll continue part 2. Bye-bye now.